The participants for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match would kick off the show tonight. Yes, everyone knew it was going to end in a brawl, but just thank our lucky stars they're not on top of ladders anymore, right? But there was some interesting stuff to talk about. First of all, the first man out there, Jey Uso, the current favourite to win Money in the Bank tomorrow night. Well, Jey tonight would obviously poke fun at the fact that he had border issues getting into Canada. Jey Uso, if you didn't know, posted onto Instagram that he had some issues with the border. And obviously tonight he made fun of that by saying, "Y'all let me in." Now, a lot of people on social media instantly heard that, "let me in." And it's like, yes, that is that innocent explanation. But at a time when you're saying that Jey Uso stole the Fireflies, you also allow him to say Bray Wyatt's catchphrase? Is that a coincidence, or is he a target? Talking of targets, though, Chad Gable would come out during this segment, and, well, Chad Gable did mention the Wyatt Sicks, but about what he's been through. Earlier on today, during the kickoff show for Money in the Bank, he referenced the Wyatt Sicks quite a lot. In fact, Michael Cole would reference it to him, and he would say that he's not scared of the Wyatt Sicks. If the Wyatt Sicks was to show up at Money in the Bank, he'd look them straight in the eye like he has been doing. I mean, he technically did, and he ran away. I don't know if Chad Gable wants to be saying the things he's saying. I'll just be honest. They nearly killed you once, dude. Run away now. Stop mentioning them. Just pretend they don't exist. Get on with your life. Go and be a teacher or something. I don't know. Get out of there. But it certainly does add fuel to the fire and the idea that the Wyatt Sicks could get involved in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Let me know if you think they're going to in the comments down below. But don't forget, we've also got that interesting match on Raw between Jey and Chad. And I kind of think you're not going to obliterate one of them on Saturday, and this is a complete red herring, and they cancel this match because one of them's dead. Do you know what I mean? They could do that, or they could wait till Monday. I'm not sure, though. There was this, though, shown on the show in the background, a sign that says Wyatt Door with seemingly instructions on how to build the Wyatt Door set. Now, if that's exactly what this is, then obviously that kind of hints that the Wyatt Sicks are going to be doing something to need the door to do the entrance. Now, Money in the Bank, yes, that's in Canada, but so is Raw on Monday as well. It's in Ottawa, so this might explain why it's there. It's either going to be probably Saturday or Monday, but the door is there, we believe. And just in case you missed it, yesterday we did drop a Wyatt Sicks video looking at Alexa Bliss and how she could potentially join the Wyatt Sicks group. Very interesting theory on that video, and it sparked some great responses. People love it, some people hate it, but some really good comments on the video. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. If you have, go and read some of the comments and some of the theories and the ideas people have come up with. It's gold. This is things you might have missed for WWE Smackdown before Money in the Bank. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Pretty Deadly, unfortunately again, not able to provide us with that musical this week. I really want that. Instead though, Pretty Deadly would go 2-on-2 with the Street Profits in a tag match. Very solid tag match, first match of the show tonight, with the victory going to the Street Profits. I'm okay with that. I feel like Street Profits needed this win. This wasn't a feud per se. This match was made last week, so that's perfectly fine. If you use Snapchat, this is pretty cool. I don't use it, but this is cool. WWE has now supplied you with a Jey Uso t-shirt and a Liv Morgan t-shirt. I think this is a pretty good idea. It's a good way to sort of advertise things for WWE at the same time, if you're a wrestling fan, showing off that you're a wrestling fan. Okay. Cody Rhodes would take the time to pet Pharaoh before he made his way into the ring for the promo segment tonight. Obviously he did. He was upset today on Instagram because there was a random raccoon on Pharaoh's wall in the merch stand. Whose raccoon is that? Genuinely, I don't know, but now I demand to see Pharaoh versus a random raccoon at WrestleMania. Book it, Triple H. What a hype promo, though, obviously, from Cody, Randy and Kevin ahead of their match with the Bloodline tomorrow night. And obviously, the talk of this promo was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens blurring those lines between reality and kayfabe, talking about his mum, who's in the hospital right now, and saying how he cannot miss a show. She'd hate it if he misses a show. Using that pain to have motivation to destroy the Bloodline tomorrow night. It fired up the audience. It fired up the match tomorrow. It now gives you an even added reason why Kevin Owens is going to be more brutal than ever. It's got to be mentioned, though, because once again, Randy Orton backstage prior to this segment, staring at the WWE Championship on the shoulder of Cody. Is it possible that Randy turns tomorrow? Do you think that's possible? Let me know in the comments down below. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair would go 2-on-2 tonight with Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. This was a solid match. Obviously, there's a bit of history here, bit of a feud that's happened between the two teams, so it kind of makes sense to let this play out. And it really does show the tide change in WWE. Before, Vince would put a feud-ending match on a pay-per-view. Now we get it on the Smackdown before the pay-per-view. That's pretty cool. After the match, obviously, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill won. But afterwards, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill would declare they want the women's tag team titles back from the unholy union, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn. So it looks like we're going to be setting up for that in the future, which is okay. Earlier on in the night, we saw Piper Niven attack Bayley, obviously at the hands of Chelsea Green, if you will. Now, obviously, this is building up the potential of Chelsea Green winning the briefcase, and if not, there is a feud there between Chelsea and Bayley that's been going on since the match at Clash at the Castle between Piper and Bayley. The attack would lead to a Clash at the Castle rematch between Bayley and Piper Niven tonight, which is okay. The match was fine. I kind of feel like WWE, and I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here. Okay, Chelsea Green and Naomi were out there supporting their friends. That makes sense, right? But okay, all the other women for Money in the Bank was ringside. That didn't make a lot of sense. The Money in the Bank briefcases were shown like they are when they highlight Money in the Bank. Neither Bayley or Piper is involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, things would break down and the participants of the women's Money in the Bank match would brawl on the outside of the ring during the match. Bayley would pick up the win, and then that Money in the Bank ladder match gets completely forgotten about as you have Nia Jax attack Bayley. Obviously, Nia Jax has the shot for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. This makes sense. I just feel like it's a lot being thrown on top of a lot, you know? And it didn't end there. It ended with Mishin coming out, attacking Nia Jax, saving Bayley. Now, it makes sense. They're in a feud. But it just felt like Money in the Bank was overshadowed a lot tonight for the women. Comparing that to the fact that men got the entire opening segment of the show, I don't know, it just kind of felt a little bit, we'll just squeeze you in the show somewhere. And that's really sad because for me, the women's ladder match tomorrow night is probably the most unpredictable of the two. Like, I think Drew or Jey wins the men. But the women's, I mean, you can make a case for pretty much everyone out there. Except for Zoe Stark, perhaps, because if you haven't heard, Trish Stratus is going to be the host of Money in the Bank tomorrow night. And the last time we saw Trish, it was Zoe laying her out after the match with Becky. I hope they remember that. I hope Trish costs Zoe the match or something. Let's set up Trish versus Zoe. Zoe's not doing too much. Trish versus Zoe, I want to see it. Austin Theory actually bought into the idea that maybe Johnny Gargano was right about Grayson Waller. Now, obviously, this was setting up for the big main event match. Grayson Waller would talk Theory round, and the main event, definitely match of the night for sure. Exactly what it needed to be. Theory didn't turn, neither did Grayson. In fact, Theory would save the match on multiple occasions. The end of the match was a dual submission with Grayson and Theory both tapping as we crowned new tag team champions. Obviously, DIY deserve this so much. This was special tonight. It felt like the right time. I love this. SmackDown would end, though, with the Bloodline, notably Solo Sikoa, saying that he is now the tribal chief. Interestingly, it took a turn, saying that Roman failed to defend the championship at WrestleMania. Now, Solo Sikoa is coming for the championship. And if Roman wants that title back, he has to go through Solo. So are we going to build Solo Cody at SummerSlam and then possibly Roman returns at SummerSlam? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I don't know. It's a really interesting segment, though. Really love the presentation of how they presented this with Solo with a bloodline behind him and stuff. Really good. Very decent go home for Money in the Bank tonight. Very hyped for tomorrow, of course. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. For me, 8 out of 10 is fair. Like the video if you are new to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications. You won't miss an upload. We'll be back tomorrow for Money in the Bank. I'll see you next time. Peace!